Hey English learners, welcome back to our English Modal Verbs series. In the last lesson, we talked about all the uses of could. Now, if you haven't watched that lesson, there's a link in the description. I want you to watch that lesson because in that lesson, I explained how these little words make a huge difference in your English sentences. In today's lesson, we are focusing on the most commonly used and the most commonly misunderstood modal verb should. Now, should is one of those words that show up everywhere in English. When giving advice, expressing obligation, talking about the past, or even sharing your expectations. So, in this video, we will learn the grammatical use of should, the correct sentence structures, common mistakes English learners make, and of course, a lot of examples and quick quiz at the end. So are you ready? Come on, let's get started. First, let's start with the basics. What is should? Now, should is a modal verb used for advice or recommendations, expectations or likelihood, to show a moral duty or obligation, even to express regret or criticism about the past. The sentence structure is something like this. First, we use the subject, then should, and then the base verb. But the best part is, no matter what the subject is, should always remains should. For example, you should go now, he should go now, or she should go now. Now let's understand the 6 main uses of should and in what situations do we use them. The first use of should is for giving advice or suggestions. Now, this is the most common use. We use should to give advice, suggestions, or opinions. Should expresses what is right or what is advisable or recommended based on the information available. I hope you got it. Here are some examples. You should see a doctor about that cough. Now, here I'm giving advice. We should try that new restaurant downtown. Now, here I'm suggesting something. The government should invest more in education. Now, here I'm expressing my opinion. You should read that book, it's excellent. Now, here it's a recommendation. Now, in all these sentences, we can replace should with could. But should is more stronger. It lays emphasis on what is the right thing to do. Though it's not mandatory that someone has to do it, but it's a strong recommendation or advice. I hope you got it. Moving on to the next use of should, and that's expressing obligation or duty. We use should to talk about rules, responsibilities, or things that are morally right to do or you expect someone to do. Take a look at these examples. You should keep your promises. Now, this is an ethical duty. It means it's your ethical obligation that you should keep all your promises. You should wear a seatbelt while driving. Now, again, this is an obligation. It's a rule or a norm set by the government. People should vote in elections. Now, here it talks about a personal duty or a personal obligation. You should always tell the truth. Now, here it's a moral obligation or a moral duty. Now, again, in all these sentences, we can use must. But must sounds more like an order. When we use should, it sounds less forceful. And it also shows what's right to do or what's expected to be done. Should expresses a sense of responsibility, moral obligation, or an expected behavior. Moving on to the third use of should. The third use of should is to express expectations or probability. We use should to say what is likely or expected to happen, maybe now or in the future. Should expresses what we expect to happen. Now, it's based on the logic or the available information. Now, this use of should shows certainty, not 100% certainty, but around 70 to 80% certainty. It's not like an absolute certainty. For example, the package should arrive tomorrow. Now, why I'm saying this? Based on the shipping time, I have a tracking data when the package will arrive. So I'm 70 to 80% certain that it will arrive tomorrow. The next sentence. She should pass the exam. She studied hard. So this is a predicted outcome because you know that she studied hard, so you're expecting her to pass the exam. This pizza should serve 4 people. Possibly you're ordering online and in the menu you see it says it serves 4 to 5 people. So it's an expected result where you know that this pizza is going to serve 4 people. It means 4 people can eat the pizza. The weather should be nice this weekend. Now this is an expectation about the weather based on the forecast report. So did you see? Should is not 100% certain, but very likely that something might happen. I hope you got it. Now moving on to the fourth use of should, which is very important. Should in conditional sentences. It means in hypothetical situations. Now we use should in formal or written English, especially in conditional sentences, to sound more polite or uncertain. It's mainly used in type 1 conditional sentences to express a possibility or condition that may or may not have. Now, if you want to know more about conditional sentences, we have videos on conditional sentences on our channel. You can just search them on the channel. You'll find them. And if you want me to do lessons on conditional sentences, do let me know that in the comments. Let's take a look at some examples. Should you need help, just call me. Note one thing. In this sentence, we have replaced the if clause with should. Now, if you say, if you need help, just call me. It means the same when you say, should you need help, just call me. But when you use should, it sounds more empathetic and polite. Here's another one. Should I see him, I will give him your message. Now, here you're expressing a possibility. It's not 100% certain, but you're expressing a possibility. Should there be a delay, we will inform you. Now, here again, we are talking about uncertain future events. So all these sentences are conditional sentences. If this happens, I will do this. Now look at the difference in these sentences. If you say, if you need anything, let me know. Now this sounds more neutral. But if you use should and say, should you need anything, let me know, this sounds more formal and polite. I hope you understood how should makes a difference to your sentences. Now let's move on to the next use of should, again, which is a very important use, the use of should have. Now we use should have plus the past participle, and it's mainly used to express regret or criticism. It means you use it to express a regret about something you did in the past or to criticize something, to criticize some actions that were done in the past. In other words, we use should have to talk about something that didn't happen in the past and you wish it had. The structure looks something like this. We use the subject plus should have plus the past participle. Let's take a look at some examples. I should have studied harder for the exam. Did I study hard? No. Possibly I got less marks. So I am expressing a regret. And notice the verb I have used after should have. It's the past participle of study. The next sentence. You shouldn't have said that to her, but you did, right? Possibly you're not supposed to say that to her. Now this is criticism. And again, notice the verb we have used said. We should have bought that house. Possibly the price now has gone really up. Here it's talking about a missed opportunity, but it shows a regret about the past. We use this structure should have plus the past participle, especially when you're looking back and thinking. It's like saying, I made a mistake, or possibly that wasn't the best decision. In these situations, we use should have plus past participle. And now let's move on to the final use of should. Should in reported speech. I explained what is reported speech in the last lesson, in the lesson where we covered all the uses of could. If you haven't watched, do watch that lesson. Now when reporting advice or suggestion, we can use should in indirect speech. What is an indirect speech? You're stating what someone said. And one important rule to remember, should always stays should in reported speech because it already expresses advice, obligation, or expectations. Take a look at these examples. You should see a doctor. Now, this is a sentence in direct speech. But if I say, he said that I should see a doctor, I'm just stating what someone said. This is reported speech. And did you notice? Should hasn't changed. It remains the same. The next example. You should apologize to her. Again, this is direct speech. He told me I should apologize to her. This is reported speech. I'm stating what someone said. The next one. The package should arrive tomorrow. This is direct speech. She said the package should arrive tomorrow. This is reported speech. Let's look at one more example. Should you need help, call me. This is direct speech. And in reported speech, we can say, he said that should I need help, I should call him. The subject changes because we are stating what someone said. So in the direct speech, the subject was you. In reported speech, the subject changes to I. Alright, now let's test your understanding. It's quiz time. Let's see how well you understood this lesson. You have 4 questions on your screen. In the blank, you need to either fill should or should have. Take your time, pause the video, take a screenshot, and drop your answers in the comments. So English learners, that's all for today. I hope you mastered all the uses of should. In our previous lessons, we learned about could, and in our next lesson, we will explore all the uses of would. If you like this lesson, give this lesson a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are learning English. They might actually need it. Let me know in the comments which use of should do you find most confusing. And remember, keep learning and keep practicing English. Only then you will master all these little grammar rules. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye for now.